Hey, y'all, listen. Happy Monday. Happy Monday is March 2nd. I promise y'all, it seems so crazy to me how fast the time is going by. The fact that it's already March 2nd is bananas to me. But listen, y'all know the routine. If you're here for trending topics, do what you need to do. Hit that like button, okay? Everybody hit the like button. So listen, tonight's topic, the title is Why? It's jealousy, it's abuse, and it's a son that was a whole hero to his mom and his sister. But we're going to get into it. Unfortunately, the mom lost her life. So we got Janice versus Tyra Banks. You know, everybody is really on Tyra Banks' neck. And I said it in my first video, and I stand by it, that America's Next Top Model. I do not care that Tyra was the creator. I do not care that she was the executive producer. There's nobody in this world, including Andy Cohen and all the Bravo shows. He doesn't own everything. Tyra still had somebody to answer to. And now Janice Dickinson is blaming everything on Tyra. You was a whole grown woman as a judge, being nasty as you wanted to be to those contestants, and you're calling Tyra Banks a bitch. We'll talk about it. And then we're going to talk about this mayor scandal. I will never, ever, ever, ever understand how a grown adult will sleep with a child. I don't get it. This mayor, she's a mayor. How much stuff had you seen in that stand as a judge? What do they call the judge where the judge sits? I can't think of the name of it. But, you know, you sitting there as a judge, you had to have seen it all. And you as a grown adult are going to throw a party with your children there. And you sleeping with one of your children's friends? Disgusting. But we're going to talk about that. And then, listen, it's always difficult when you, whether you're married or not married, and you have a child with somebody and you and that person are no longer together, and you as a woman, you still want to date, but you are the primary caregiver of your child. That's why you need to get along with the father of your children. And don't try to hold your children from the father just because you mad because they left. Forget about if they paying the child support or not. If they want to come pick their child up every other weekend, let the kid go, and that is when you can date. But never intermingle these men with your children until you're sure that that man even likes you. So this woman lost her life. The boyfriend took her life. And he almost took her son's life. And the son saved his sister by kept telling his sister to back away while the man was stabbing his mother and then ended up stabbing him, but he saved his sister. These DV cases are sad. Thank you, Katrina, the bench. When it comes to the judge, you a whole mayor. I'm saying mayor. She wasn't a judge. She was a mayor. You're the whole mayor of a city, and like disgusting behavior. But we're going to talk about it. So listen, people, because I got a little bit of stuff to do, but we still got to do trending topics because I had some days off. And listen, I got baptized on Sunday, and one of the subscribers that come into my channel every now and then, she actually, well, should I say I go to her church? She was there before me, but I actually go to her church. I'm a member now, so it's our church, but I see her mostly every Sunday. So I physically got to meet someone that comes to my channel and absolutely one of the nicest people I've ever met. But we go to the same church now. So she actually saw me get baptized on Sunday. And then this Sunday coming up, we're going to she invited me to the women's program at the church on Sunday. So I'll be with her again on Sunday. So you know what? It is so nice to see through doing this YouTube how, you know, I just meet different people. And all good people so far. So to God be the glory and amen. Okay. So listen, people, it's time for me to bring the people in the building. Y'all know what I need in the chat, right? I need a what? I need a choo choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Monday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title's called Why? Jealousy, Abuse, and a Hero. We got Janice Dickinson versus Tyra Banks. We got the man scandal and the New York City teen that saved his sister. Hello. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo choo.
Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Julius.
Hey, Diva. Congratulations on getting baptized. Hit the like button for the Diva, y'all.
Thank you, Julius. Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Hey, panel. Hey, chat.
Hey. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get right into these stories. You know what? I'll do this Janice Dickinson first. She gets on my nerves. I didn't like her when she was a judge on America's Next Top Model. I don't like her, what she said in this new documentary, how she want to call Tyra out her name, how she want to blame everything on Tyra Banks. She was a whole grown woman. You was there and you did what you wanted to do and you was getting paid. So take ownership of your own nastiness, girl. But let me share a screen so we can get into it. So America's Next Top Model judge Janice Dickinson launches a blistering attack on BITCH Tyra Banks, claiming she was jealous of the contestants and would torture them for her ego. Janice Dickinson launched an extraordinary attack on BITCH Tyra Banks a decade after working together on America's Next Top Model. The world's first supermodel, 71, was known for her accent ton when she served as judge on the show, not holding back when it came to critiquing the model's appearance, personality, and weight. Yet now Janice has claimed that it was Tyra, 52, encouraging her to be cruel, claiming the models were psychologically tortured to feed her ego. She made her claims on Dirty Rotten Scandals, a rivalry documentary to Netflix Reality Check, which has been criticized for not holding Tyra to account. In recent years, America's Next Top Model has come under fire from Gen Z viewers who have discovered the show, pointing out the fat shaming, racist remarks, and horrific working conditions the models found themselves in. Speaking about her own involvement on the show, Janice shared the producers, especially Tyra, were begging me to be harsher and cruel, like Simon Cowell was on American Idol. But you did it, though, the girlfriend. Janice also referenced Tyra's notorious meltdown when eliminated Tiffany Richardson, recalling Tyra didn't want any competition. She went off on one girl, and it was so frightening that I was going to get up and hold her down. She would go harder on the black girls, she's talking about Tyra, on the show because of the competitiveness and jealousy and her being older than these young women. She was always trying to be this tough teen mom to the girls, but she didn't know them. She didn't give them enough confidence, claiming that Tyra was profiting off their pain. Janice continued, they left the show completely depressed and depleted while she got so rich. America's Next Top Model really tortured these girls for Tyra's ego. I was there and I saw it for 4 seasons. She was a hardcore B. Tyra declined to comment to E. The Daily News has approached her representatives. E's Dirty Rotten Scandal features former winners and contestants from America's Next Top Model, notably Cycle 2, Victor, Joanna House, and Cycle 17 winner Lisa D'Amato. Lisa refused to appear in the Netflix expose that was released this month because of Tyra's involvement, claiming she was using the show to try to minimize bad behavior. The 3-part series Reality Check featured interviews with Tyra as well as catwalk coach Jay Alexander, Miss J, creative director J Manuel, photographer Nigel Barker, and executive producer Ken Monk. Speaking about Tyra's decision to join the show, Lisa told Page Six, in order for her to save face to make money in the future, she's going to have to take a bit of accountability. However, she estimated Tyra would take about 5% accountability of her past actions. She added that she would be paying close attention to what former contestants on the series said. I know their true experience had much and how much it affected their lives. So I'll be watching. I'll make is more to see how this gets portrayed and edited, she said. Speaking in Dirty Rotten Scandals, Lisa proved she wasn't ready to forgive and forget with Tyra stating, I trusted you with my dreams. How dare you take my effing life away from me? She also suggested that America's Next Top Model was psychological warfare than a proper modeling competition. Dirty Rotten Scandals, America's Next Top Model premieres March 11 at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with back-to-back episodes. America's Next Top Model biggest scandals was the controversial photo shoots. I'm not going to read all of that. The SA cover-up, the one young lady that said she got SA, the racist remarks, okay? So season 1, Ebony has spoken about her treatment as a Black woman on the show, revealing the hairstyles. The hairstylist laughed at the texture of her hair and didn't even know how to cut it. The fat shaming, these are all part of the scandals that they say happened. They claim it was on set harassment, unwanted cosmetic procedures. I mean, and the list goes on and on, but I feel like Janice Dickinson got some nerve. You was a grown woman. You did what you wanted to do so you could get paid, because you could have simply said, I'm not willing to do that, and left the show. In my opinion, your thoughts?
It's really funny to hear Janice say they made her do something. Child, she's been mean since she's been in the industry.
Okay.
And she titled her own self the B. I don't understand how nobody made you do anything. You just wanted to be in on the in crowd or whatever was going on, and this was your way in. Ain't nobody checking for you. You old and shriveled up, and you just needed something to come bring you back out. Ain't nobody studying you. As far as this Lisa stuff, here's the thing. Lisa, she did you so wrong that you came back not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Come on now.
And you don't want her to, she ain't gonna take accountability. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to take some accountability. Because first of all, she couldn't have did me wrong the first time, and I came back 2 more times to get tortured. So we need you to take some accountability. I think this is getting extreme now. Okay, we said what we had to say. It wasn't never a surprise though. Y'all should have listened to what was happening before. And as far as the fat shaming and all that, we have to think about when this show first came out. When it came out, they wasn't checking for plus size. They weren't checking for the short girls. But because of this show, it lended a way for the short girls and the plus size girl to make a way into the modeling industry. So the same thing that they're throwing at her is the reason why it's on now because of her. So I'm gonna need y'all to make that make sense.
That part. Thank you, in my opinion. Savannah, your thoughts?
And this woman just needed a reason to be significant at the time, because Janice is a whole hot mess. I think this is rooted in a lot of, or a little bit of jealousy, and bitterness. You know, we all know Janice as having some challenges and some vices that she needed to overcome, even from back in the day, because she even herself would talk about what she would have to do to maintain her small frame, because back in when she was modeling, when she was that it girl for the time, there wasn't plus size models. You know, it was what was her name, Ashley Graham, that broke the mold on plus size modeling. But Janice was just bitter and and just old. And I would not come out and make a post to say that I sat back for 4 years and allowed the foolishness to go on, whether it was the abuse, the punishment, the ridicule. But you yourself just admitted that you sat for 4 years at that table and didn't do a darn thing about it. So you just as guilty as all the knives you're trying to throw, these people are trying to throw at Tyra, when if it wasn't for Tyra, not you, not Lisa, not Tiffany, none of y'all would have had a job. We wouldn't even think twice about you. So it's just missed me with all this madness on what's going on with America's Next Top Model. I think there's a lot of unjustified hate going towards Tyra. Was there issues behind the scene? I'm pretty sure there was. But these were grown women. Nobody was under the age of 18, and men that stayed there and allowed themselves to be put with the foolishness, to ridicule the changes that they didn't agree with, just so you can be part of a magazine or try to win a prize of a runway package. So I don't have any empathy or sympathies for any of them. I think they're all grown and now they're regretting the bad choices that they made. This doesn't fall on Tyra. This is on y'all. Y'all chose to say. I think there was only one girl that I recall that left and said this wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So kudos to her wherever she's at, right? It was only one girl who said, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm out." And now all of y'all others sold your character and your values to stay on a TV show to try to be on a runway. So, Janice, go sit somewhere. You just trying to be. Yeah, I just can't wait for her. And she looks a whole hot mess. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen her forever.
Bad. She looks bad, and she's only, I'm saying only. She's only 71. She shouldn't be looking like that. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva. All of them, none of them got clean hands. All their hands are dirty. And if he's talking about Tyra, when she was saying that she was calling Tyra a man, saying she's so big, I believe she's a man. And also, so I guess that made Tyra made you say that as well. So in on your own show, Janice, when you had your modeling show, your son wanted to bring in plus size models. You talked about those women and degraded those women down to their teeth. And Tyra wasn't on your show then when you was calling them fat and you don't want them around you, that you're not doing this line. Her son tried to do a plus size line. She downgraded those women, talked about those women like a dog. And that wasn't Tyra's show. That was your show. And I'm sick of these drug addicts and substance abusers, all of them coming back out saying this happened, that happened. Janet, she looked like somebody took her face and did an etch a sketch and put it back together. Girl, please go sit down. You talked about Takari. You liked her, then you came back and said she's too fat. Maybe she lose 130 pounds. And then Tyra said, "Well, I think she'll be 50 pounds. Well, that would be better." So Tyra made you say that as well. I'm not falling for it. All of them in there, none of their hands are clean. Tyra hands ain't clean, Janice hands ain't clean, Tiffany hands ain't clean, Lisa hands ain't clean. All of them got unclean hands. So don't come to us with this bull crap talking about Tyra made you do something. There's no way Tyra would have made you did something that you didn't want to do. So take that mess to somebody else because we're not falling for it. Go find the next substance or whatever you want to be. I'm not talking about people that's on substance and getting out. Don't come at me in the chat. I'm just saying. This woman have been through the ringer. She said Bill Cosby did something to her. She said she was, like I said, she's been around. She's been around. Yeah, she's 71 years old, but she look 101. And I'm not talking about anybody loose. I'm just going about how rough her life was that she's looking this way. But like I said, she's always been a nasty person. So don't blame that on Tyra. You did exactly what you wanted to do, and we watch you do exactly what you want to do, and you just a nasty person. But that's all I got.
Thank you, Julius. Your thoughts?
Okay, so let's just keep it real for a second, right? The second documentary, Janice wants to headline this along with the Lisa girl, but I seen the back and forth with Bree Stark about one of the seasons, and Lisa wanted to threaten somebody for defamation. That's T. I said it, I seen it. So I'ma be blunt. To me, this show was good entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Were there serious things that happened on that show that were questionable? Absolutely. I can't give them credits because I don't know for sure. But I am going to be honest. I am a millennial. The Gen Z outcry should not affect. See, this is my problem with the outcry, right? If you want to drag America's Next Top Model, then let's drag all the other shows from the past. They would have a meltdown in a field day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's just talk and be real. They would
Mm-hmm.
have a meltdown in a field day about the verbiage, the back and forth. Fred and Esther from Sanford and Son, um, George, George and Florence on the Jeffersons, just to name two examples. They would have a meltdown. The show of the time of the early 2000s, it was still closed off in the early 2000s. There was not that much equality or equity in the early 2000s. You still had to look and be and act and play along to fit in a certain way. Let's just call it what it is. We got to be blunt here. Um, it's not all on Tyra. And quite frankly, I don't have sympathy for none of them heifers. They made a choice. Some of them made a choice to party and stay, and some of them came back multiple times. And the meme with Tiffany and Tyra is funny as heck. I laugh about it till this day. She hard headed, Tyra hard headed. Janice, with your out of it hoochie mama behind, have a seat.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will tell you what I think is hilarious though. Between TikTok and Instagram, the people that are making memes about the photo shoots, I think they are hilarious, right? People are doing photo shoots in the snow.
It,
It,
it it's hilarious. Like, you know what? And the whole thing, like the whole back and forth, like with Tyra Tiffany, girl, you need to be like Renee Garziano. Be like, send me my royalty check in the mail. Thank you. You missing out on the bag.
yeah, I just think it is funny, but I do not I think now what I will say I think is very sad is the young lady who is claiming, something happened to her, right? But
That's the only line that I draw.
right, but give me a minute, Julius. But I do think it is unfair. See, the hard part is when you don't say something in real time because it's also unfair to this young man because you're not just saying they allow something to happen, but at the same time, you're saying that he's a R person. And we don't know the whole story or his side of the story. And I think everybody was drinking that night. And that's not making anything better or worse. That's just to say that everybody was drinking and the whole thing is a hot, stinking, nasty mess. So I don't really know what to say about it, but it's heart wrenching and I don't know what to say about it. That whole thing is it really is a hot mess. But I'm going to go ahead and roll into our next story. And our next story is, I might as well let me see which one I'm going to do. I'll do the scandal with the mayor, which I think is sickening. Let me see. Yes, this is her.
The trial of former DeRidder Mayor Misty Roberts continued today. Good evening, I'm Brennan Brown. KPLC's Devin Cruz joins us live from DeRidder with what happened in court today. Devin.
Yeah, Brendan, ultimately we heard from 3 total witnesses today. I'll go ahead and break down 2 for you because they've had so much content that they talked about. It's all I can really fit in right now. So we'll start off the top. Roberts' ex-husband, Duncan Clanton, took the stand this afternoon and testified that Roberts told him directly that she had sex with the minor and that their kids had caught them in the act. Clanton says he talked to their son, who confirmed it. Text messages shown to the jury revealed Duncan Clanton advised Roberts to deny everything on the day she had a city council meeting as acting mayor. He also texted her that he, quote, played dumb and denied it after local city councilman and current mayoral candidate Danny Reynolds called him about the alleged incident. Roberts texted Clinton, quote, I need you to deny it, please. Earlier in the day, Roberts' lifelong best friend Jill Weaver took the stand. She admitted to discussing keeping the alleged incident from police and texting her son, quote, we lie till we die. Weaver also described the night of the party as, quote, a lot. It was chaos, and testified that at one point Roberts talked about wanting to harm herself. The defense today worked to challenge the credibility of 2 of the witnesses, pointing to Clinton's interest in an ongoing custody battle and the previous conflict of interest issues with Judge O'Neill, who was removed from the case by the Louisiana Supreme Court. They also highlighted conflicting statements among multiple witnesses who've now testified. And that was only just 2 of the 3 witnesses we heard from today. The other one is one of the friends who was at the party at the night of the alleged incident. Now, Judge Savoy says we will be taking Sunday off, but we'll be back here Monday morning. Again, if you want a full story, if you want the breakdown, if you want that 3rd witness, you're going to have to look for that on our website. It's not up there right now, but we will have it up shortly. But for now, reporting live in DeRidder, Devin Cruz, 7 News.
So this mom that was a mayor, I'm going to share more to the story. She threw a party. Yeah, sickos increase matter, sick. And she slept with her son friend. So former, I think this is Louisiana. Where is this at? Mayor ordered a plan B off DoorDash after allegedly SAing her son's friend. The driver testifies. Now, I didn't think the drivers, the Uber drivers and Lyft drivers knew what you was ordering. But Misty Roberts, 43, was rearraigned earlier this month on charges of carnal knowledge of a juvenile and indecent behavior with a juvenile. Jurors in the trial of former DeRidder, Louisiana Mayor Misty Roberts heard testimony this week that a DoorDash driver delivered Plan B emergency contraception to her home shortly after she allegedly SA'd a teenage boy. Roberts, 43, was rearraigned earlier this month on charges of carnal knowledge of a juvenile and indecent behavior with a juvenile, according to the news. The alleged victim was 16 at the time of the July 2024 party that outlets reported, citing authorities. She was initially arrested in August 2024 on charges of 3rd-degree R and contributing to the delinquency of juveniles, according to the Louisiana State Police. Roberts resigned as mayor of DeRidder days before turning herself in, people previously reported. The current trial follows months of delays. An earlier indictment was squashed and a mistrial declared before she was re-indicted and rearraigned, according to the news. During testimony this week, a DoorDash driver told jurors he accepted an order from a customer identified as Misty C for Plan B and left the emergency contraceptive at Roberts' home during, according to the news in the paper. The driver testified that he recognized the house because he has previously taken his children there for trick-or-treating, the outlets reported. Jurors also watched portions of a recorded 2025 interview between Roberts' son and the Child Advocacy Center interview. In that interview, he said he believed he saw his mother and his friend having sex during the July 2024 party, according to the outlet. You know, this mother is disgusting, okay? On the witness stand, however, he testified that he could not definitively confirm what he saw, telling jurors in his human mind it appeared that way, that outlets reported. Robert's nephew similarly testified that he believed the two were engaging in sexual activity based on their movements, though he said he did not see any private parts per the outlets. Court is set to resume at 9 a.m. Saturday, per the news in the American press. If you know someone, if you or someone you know has been a victim of XA, you can text strength to the crisis hotline. There's places you could reach out to. That's why it's scary allowing your child to go to a party, because you thinking, okay, you would think it's safe. Like if you check to say, okay, are adults going to be there? Is their mother and father going to be there? And only to find out that forget about the mother or the father being there. The mother is a whole disgusting piece of work. In my opinion, your thoughts?
But Diva, we can't think like that no more because we have people like Nicki Minaj that's marrying the pedophile, putting our kids at risk. Um, I really feel like this is a sicko, and it's no wonder how many people she has done this to. How many kids she's traumatized.
Mm.
She's in the mayor's office as the mayor. They go around to schools, colleges, everything. It's no wonder how many victims are around now. You do this with your son's friend.
Mm.
You are disgusting. I think these scum of the earth people that want to sleep with kids and take their innocence deserve to be unalived.
Mm.
I really do, because it's not enough punishment in the world to take. They took away something that you can never get back. And even though these kids may not feel traumatized now, in the future they will.
Yeah. Thank you, in my opinion. Savannah, your thoughts?
During this story, the only people I could, honestly think of are her children and her son and what he must be going through, knowing that his mother is a R and she did it to one of his friends. And we all know how cruel high school kids are and how they will ridicule him, and so my heart breaks for her children.
Yeah.
But she couldn't be mother and protector, and instead decided to be more and pay attention more to her flesh and her sick, twisted desires for children. I don't know what that jury was thinking, or what they encountered the first time for it to be a mistrial. So, because all the evidence is there, even her own children said there was movements and they knew what they were doing. So I'm not sure if this is a case of more of who she knows, and because she was mayor of the town, of who she knows in this city. But she definitely doesn't need to be let loose out on the streets with no probation, no type of, because she seems like she would do it again. I don't think that this woman should be let out in society. I think she is a predator, and she has a craving for children.
Disgusting.
So it is absolutely disgusting. They can be a clergy person, they can be a gym teacher, and they can be someone with long golden blonde hair, mayor of the town. A predator is a predator regardless of what disguise that they come in. So in order for us to really protect our children, we got to start putting them away. And I thought I heard something about a custody battle, so she just made it very easy for her ex to get the children now. So I just hope that the children get the counseling that they'll need, and more than likely they'll have to relocate out of that town and start somewhere new. So, and I hope she gets the punishment that she deserves.
Well, the problem is she told her kids we lied to the end. So the kid end up lying for her on the stand, and she asked her husband to lie initially too, and he did. So everybody was lying in the beginning, and that could be partially why she got away with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because well, not got away with it, but had the mistrial. So that's the sad part.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. Yeah. Okay, you're
So,
correct. You are correct.
but what's even sadder though, Savannah, is like you traumatize your kids. So to me, you had to darn near be having sex in front of these kids at this party. So she must have exposed the kids to alcohol, or she must have been drunk as a skunk. She's just gross. And then you literally on this kid and having sex out. I had to be out in the open that her son saw her and her nephew saw her. Katrina, your thoughts? She's just disgusting. So now you can't even trust your kids with your own sister. Go ahead, Katrina.
Who snitched her out?
Huh?
Who snitched her out? Who told that happened? How did they find out?
I don't know who told.
The
I don't
reason,
know if the kid told his own parent, like told his parents.
okay.
But it don't matter because even
I'm just asking, like, because who to say that, like we said before, that she didn't do it to somebody else.
that's the
And
problem.
yeah, and that's the thing, like, because kids talk and they probably looking at us as a flex. Oh, I slept with the mayor or whatsoever. I slept, they looking at it as a flex. But the thing of it, because you know how kids are in school, they like when they sleep with the teacher, they giving each other high fives. And like, I slept with this teacher and whatsoever. They look at it as a flex thing, not knowing. And I don't understand that these women and these men doesn't know. Kids talk. They're not going to keep this a secret because they want to boast it around. And she is a sick, pathetic animal. Reminds me of this party mom that was giving these kids this alcohol, and the children got into a car accident, and one of the kids' parents came back and unalived her child because she got away with it. The jury got, they voters, they said she was not guilty whatsoever. And because she was giving them alcohol and she thought it was fun. She was called the party mom. This is a sad situation. You the mayor. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, you gonna damage somebody else's kids. How do we know you ain't damaged your own kids or slept with your own children? You's a nasty piece of work. And for the husband and the kids lying, which I can get it, they're lying for their mom. But for the husband to sit up there and lie to protect this woman, and you got kids by her as well. This is sick on so many levels. This is ridiculous that she was allowed to get away with it. And that's how she got away with it, because she got everybody to lie about it. And I don't know who this young man's parents are, but me and that lady will still be windmilling right now if I find out that you have messed around with my child. And I'm not saying the boy was a virgin or whatnot. I'm not saying not true of that, or that she took his innocence away, but yet still you took something from him regardless. And like you said, he had to have alcohol, or she was under the influence of alcohol. So there's another charge right there. You serving alcohol to underage children. So she should have been locked up on that part. And I think the husband should be locked up too, because you knew what went on and you allowed it and you lied about it. You should be in jail as well. Because who to say how many other kids that she would have did it if they had more parties. And like you said, she's doing this around people, these kids seeing her do this. This woman has no morals. This woman has no self-respect. This woman is a predator. And I said once before, when we tell the men should be castrated, some of these women should be castrated as well. Take that away from them, because they got a problem. and you messing around with a young man, and you got a husband, and you messing around with this young child, lady, go to the toy store. Leave these kids alone. If that's the way you have to feed your urges, leave these children alone. Go to a novelty store and get something else if your husband ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. This is sick. And yes, she need to be locked up. And so do he. That's all I got.
Yeah, to me though, Katrina, and to everybody, I feel like she really needs to be locked up because you had to be having sex out in the open that more than one person saw you. This woman is sick. So when I don't know if it was you like that said who told, probably everybody in that party was talking. Because she had to be doing this out in the open because too many people saw.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then they up there defending. Maybe her husband seen it. But then again, you lying to protect this woman and you got kids by her. He need to be locked up as well. I mean, because if all of them got on their stand and lied, they should be locked up. You lied on their oath. So you should be locked up as well. And you allowing this woman to go around messing with these young kids. There's nothing cool or innocent about that. She's a sicko. She is a total sicko.
But not the dad, but the kids I feel sorry for because your mother is telling you we lied to the end or whatever she said.
Exactly. You getting your children to lie for you to protect you, but you're not protecting your children because they're seeing what you're doing with underage kids. Sick.
Oh God, yeah, sick. Julius, your thoughts?
And with her saying we lied till the end, that's an abuser's way of saying keep your mouth shut.
You are correct.
So if we're gonna talk, let's talk. She needs to be thrown under the jail. I say this for the men, I'm saying it for the women. She needs to be thrown under the jail. Not only did she victimize her friend's son, now he probably bragged at first, but probably with some therapy he realized he's a victim. But she victimized her own son and nephew. And continued to victimize her son by saying, we lied till the end. No, you lied till the end. And as far as her ex-husband goes, did you happen to get any of your kids therapy, sir? Did you happen to get your nephew therapy? Did you encourage any of your in-laws to get that other boy therapy? I think not. The adults here dropped the ball immensely. The real victims here are the kids. And I give grace when it appears that way. And it does. As for this heifer, put her under the jail. She doesn't even deserve 3 meals a day. That's it.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and roll right into our last story. Yeah, lock her up forever. I'm going to roll right into our last story. And this is a New York teen who was brave enough to try to save his sister and his mother. But unfortunately, the mother did not make it, but the sister did. Let me share the screen so we can get into it.
Back here in the Bronx, police make an arrest in a deadly stabbing in Concourse Village. Police say they have arrested and charged Juan Rivas in the death of Yesenia Hall. She and her teenage son were both brutally stabbed in the neck inside of an apartment building on Sherman Avenue just before 7 o'clock yesterday morning. Hall died at the hospital, and the 16-year-old, her son, is still recovering. We spoke with a neighbor next door who says this is not the first time they heard commotion coming from the apartment.
Did you see her come out?
No, I didn't see anything. Like I said, I was in my room sleeping. I didn't see nothing.
She didn't ask for help?
My daughter heard the commotion. She came and got me. It's like something's not right, Mommy.
Rivas faces several charges in this attack, including murder, attempted murder, and manslaughter. No word on when he'll face a judge.
Super sad. Let me just X out of that. Hold on, let me share screen again. So Hero, 16-year-old New York City boy saved his sister as their mom boyfriend allegedly stabbed her to death in a gruesome attack. So a Hero, 16-year-old boy saved his sister during a brutal attack, pulling her back and getting stabbed instead, as their mother was allegedly hacked to death by her maniac boyfriend. Jayla, 22, recalled the horrific weekend attack in which Juan Rivas, 45, allegedly plunged a kitchen knife into her mom, Yesenia Hall's chest, killing her at their Bronx apartment, according to authorities. My mother's last words to me were, "I'm sorry, I'm dying, I'm sorry." She wrote in a heartbreaking GoFundMe post. She said that she and her teenage brother was startled awake early Saturday by their mom screaming in her bedroom at their apartment on Sherman Avenue near East 163rd Street in the Concourse. This is Bronx, New York. The young woman wanted to jump to her mom's aid, but was held back by her brave younger brother, she recounted on the fundraising page. Rivers then allegedly turned the weapon on the teen, stabbing and slashing him on the back and the sides of his neck, left shoulder, and left cheek, according to a criminal complaint. To spare the gruesome details, my mother and brother were struck with a sharp weapon multiple times as I witnessed and was unable to help in any way due to my brother pushing me away, saving me from the altercation, she wrote. Throughout the bloody ordeal, her youngest brother, 12, was holed up in his bathroom, prosecutor says. Maldonado called 911 while her mother and brother fought for their lives, she recalled. Both victims were rushed to Lincoln Medical Center, while Hall, 42, succumbed to her injuries, and the teen was listed in stable conditions, cop says. I would never blame my mother for her DV situation ever, Maldonado added, of the deadly violence. It's difficult to go through, and she was extremely loved by her family and friends. Rivers changed his clothes and fled, only to be arrested hours after the 6:30 a.m. burst of violence, cops said. He was arraigned in Bronx criminal court Sunday on multiple charges, including murder, attempted murder, manslaughter, assault, criminal possession of a weapon, endangering the welfare of a child, and harassment, according to the complaint. Rivers was ordered held without bail by Judge Yadhera Gonzalez Taylor, and he was due back in court Thursday. Maldonado said she now has a long road ahead as the next mother to her two younger brothers and a brand new 9-week-old puppy who Hall had considered a son. Super sad that you had to watch your own mother get killed and your brother be brutalized, and now you have no choice but to step in and be the mother to your younger siblings. And in the meantime, also pray that your brother survives and recovers. This is super sad. So, in my opinion, your thoughts?
This is why you have to get out when you see this thing happening. You can't. This is sad, but you can't stay in something when they show you who they are. You have to believe them the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So many times, these abusers use the line, "I'm sorry, I won't do it again." What that means is, I'm sorry, I won't do it again for a while. But they are going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
You have to protect you. And when you have kids, you have to be super protective for your kids' sake. Because when these type of monsters attack, they don't care about you. They don't care about your children. And they don't care about themselves. So if anybody out there is in an abusive relationship, please seek help and get away now.
And never look back. In my opinion, thank you, Savannah. Your thoughts?
I agree completely with that. In my opinion, it's just extremely unfortunate and sad that now there's 3 children who do not have their mother any longer. I'm pretty sure this wasn't the first incident of violence that these kids have witnessed and probably try to save their mother from.
Mm.
It's when you're in these types of situations, it's hard, to even when you have the resources available to reach out. And for some reason, I don't know why, but why women choose to stay. They all have their own reasons on the why they choose to stay. But I know with my mom, who is a DV survivor,
Mm.
she chose to stay, but she was formulating her plan to escape. And it took a couple years, but she did. So, and people will always tell her to go and come stay with me, but it's not always that easy. But it is more about protecting your babies, and as mothers, that's what we do. So I can only assume that that's what this mom was doing, was protecting her children, and this monster, absolutely monster, try to not only unalive her, but take away something that she loved, which was the son that was trying to protect her. Because that's what they want to do. It's all about power. It's never really just about violence. It's also about power and control. So I'm assuming that that's what he attempted to do. Was he arrested?
He was. He changed his
He was
clothes.
arrested.
He was arrested. He changed his clothes, so he tried to get away with it. So he changed his clothes, but they said hours later they caught him.
They caught him, okay.
They caught him.
And so
Thank
he's
God.
going to be charged with,
He's
because
charged with
she's
a lot of stuff.
unalive. So,
Yeah. He's
yeah.
charged with death. He's charged with manslaughter. He's charged with attempted he's charged with a lot of stuff. Endangerment of children too, because the other kids was in the house.
Yes, one was hiding in a bathtub or a bathroom or something like that. So I just hope the system does right and doesn't let these monsters out on the streets because they'll be able to do this again.
Yeah, I think he's done, but unfortunately, he's done at the cost of a mother no longer being here. Katrina, your thoughts?
Condolences to the family,
Mhm.
but and I know y'all probably gonna think that I'm saying something that's like uncaring whatsoever. But if this man was abusive towards her before, and I'm not saying that he was, because we don't know. But I'm saying even if he was, I blame the mom. Because this man was abusing you, as we would think, and you still kept him around your children. And then now you gone, and your child is almost gone. And you knew what type of person this man was. Because I'm quite sure he just didn't all of a sudden jump up and grabbing a knife and start doing this to them. I had some anger in him already. And you probably seen that he was a very abusive person, and you kept this man around you anyway. So you caused your life to be gone, and you also caused your child life to be almost gone. And you allowed this around you. And they're not saying that he was the father of any of these children. Was he the father to any of our children?
I don't think so, because I think they
That's
went.
what I'm saying. And if he don't love you, he definitely don't love your children. Because if a man love you, he's gonna make sure your kids and stuff is straight. So he didn't love you, so he didn't care anything about your children. Because if he did, he would have did what he done. And the thing of it is, why come after the woman and the children? If you got this much problem and issues going on, and I know it's a selfish thing, take out your own life. Don't mess with my life, and don't mess with my children's life. And if you got to be this abusive towards me, you need to leave and go somewhere else, or I'm gone. Because there's plenty of ways that women can get away from these type of men, but yet still you sit up there still having this man in your house as we getting this story, and this is causing you to be gone and your child almost to be gone, and your daughter had to watch this. So I mean, I don't know who's taking these kids on right now, but if this child sat up and watched this go on, she's gonna need a lot of therapy. I'm quite sure she's having nightmares seeing all this going on, and as we probably know, this is not the first time that she probably saw him jump on her mom or whatsoever. And then you put your son in a place where he's trying to protect his mom and he's almost taken out of here. And the thing of it is, these women need to pick better choices with these men. And if you need a man that bad, honey, there's novelty stores around. I'm not saying, people is not lonely or whatsoever, but you have to know what you bringing into your house around your children, because all energy are not good energy. And all this didn't happen because of the man that you picked. And he's out walking around. He's in jail or whatsoever. He's still getting 3 meals a day. He's still waking up and living and watching TV and walking around. So this is sick. And like I said, I'm not victim shaming the mom. I'm just calling it how I see it, because you brought this disease, this cancer into your family, and it almost took out your whole family. And yet still, he's still out there walking around. But condolences to the family. I feel I hope the child get a lot of therapy because she's gonna need it. And may he burn in hell. I mean, sorry, Diva. May he burn. That's
Yeah,
all I
no,
got.
you're okay. I understand what you're saying. The daughter is actually 22, and what is sad is that her brother, who is younger, tried to save her and the mom. This is just a very, very, very sad situation, and a brave young boy. And a lot of times, and I hate to say this, but a lot of times, the males in the family that are single parent homes, they feel like they got to be the man of the house. And that's too much for a young child, too, right? A child should be able to be a child and not have to stand up as the man in the house. I don't know. I'm speculating because he kept pushing his older sister back to go help the mom, and then ends up getting stabbed up. This is a very sad story. Julius, your thoughts?
Well, I hold society responsible for the mantra, well, your daddy ain't here, you got to be the man of the house.
Mm.
My heart breaks for this young man. He's like, I try to protect my mom, my empress, my queen, and I get sliced up, but she ends up unalived.
Mm.
There's no telling what the sister is going through. She's probably telling herself, like imposter syndrome, if I was just strong enough to push him back and be the oldest and fight, maybe he wouldn't be in a hospital on life support and my mom would still be here. I want to speak to her, especially if she ever comes across this broadcast. Darling, there was nothing you could have done. And I want you to hear me. There was nothing you could have done. That man who caused this heartache, this tragedy, he was demonic, he was evil, he was a sicko, and he's another one that deserves to be under the jail. Not even 3 meals, life in prison without parole. Under the jail. Quick and easy, that's it. Put him under the jail. I pray that this family is receiving therapy. I pray, if it is in God's will, that this young man makes it. But I pray that this family seeks God's guidance and that they are already looking into therapy services. And my condolences go out to them.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. My condolences to I think probably part of her with this GoFundMe. I don't know, but I'm sure it is to try to, one, they need to get out of that apartment. Two, like everybody said, they definitely need therapy. And it's just this whole thing is beyond tragic. It is super, super, super sad. But because we have the opportunity here, we do, like Katrina said, we got to speak to these mothers out there. You can't just allow these men in the house. And I will say this, I do believe also that unfortunately, this probably wasn't his first time putting his hands on her. But unfortunately, it was the last. And now her son is fighting for his life, and the daughter is left behind trying to figure out, how do I, take care of my siblings and take all of this on? How do I do that? And with money. And now it's not like I'm just taking care of my siblings, but I'm taking care of my siblings who are traumatized. That's a lot. Listen, guys, I'll stay connected to this story because I think I said male, but I meant mayor. She needs to spend a long time in prison. This young teen, I hope he pulls through, and I hope the sister finds a way to successfully raise her siblings and get them out of that New York City apartment. And for Janice and Tyra Banks, I think Tyra Banks, unfortunately, is going to continue to get roasted, because the last she said, or that I heard, she was going to do a 25th season of America's Next Top Model. Now, listen, I am in agreement. To me, these people need to lay off her back because she wasn't the only one. But I'm also in agreement that this girl don't know how to read the room. They roasting you, and your answer is you about to bring the 25th season. You can't be this crazy. But apparently Tyra Banks is. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, do the diva a favor. Hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo.